Hi guys, so while I'm on the this riverboat ride at the moment, I thought I'd just give you kind of a little bit of a kind of update of the equipment that I kind of walk around with as well. So this is my camera. This is the my go-to camera that I have on me every single visit. So it's a Nikon D750. And the reason why I went for that particular camera over the other ones is because it's got a really good low light sensor in there as well. So obviously when you're doing kind of fright nights and all them bits as well, fireworks shots and all that, in terms of different things like that as well, you do get some really good detail in the low light situation as well. So the lens that I'm kind of using here is a 24 to 70mm lens. It's probably one of the best lenses that you can get for this particular camera. It runs to 2.8 as well. So in terms of the lens itself, so it gives me a really nice kind of little kind of fair amount of zoom, but also at the same time it's really good for low light with that 2.8 aperture as well there. So but yeah, so in terms of that's my kind of setup there, and obviously I've already shown you on other videos, but this is the other one that I kind of carry around with me as well. And this is the so it's a Sigma 150 to 600mm lens as well. So it's a massive lens, it's a bazooka lens, and as you can see as well, it gets even bigger as well. So the reason why I'll carry this one around me is to get them really tight kind of shots as well, and also kind of the geek shots that you guys seem to love as well. So but that's my 150 to 600mm lens there. It's not very good in low light. If you are going to be doing low light shots with it, you'd have to probably get a tripod for that, because it only runs down to around about 5.3 aperture as well. So yeah, not the kind of the bestest of lenses for low light, hence the reason why I kind of carry this one around as well. And then I have just upgraded myself and got myself a new, even though it doesn't really look very kind of new now, the new Vargate tripod as well. This thing is massive. It goes to higher than me, so it's around about 1.8 to nearly 2 meters tall I can get it to, and I've got an extension to go on the top as well. So with this you can obviously do filming with video, and also with taking photos as well, to get them really kind of long zoom shots that I would get with this particular lens as well. I would mount it on there of this little bit as well, not the actual camera, just so it center levels a little bit better as well. But yeah, absolutely fantastic kind of tripod that I've got there as well. I played around with this when I went to New York in the camera shop that was out there. Really liked it. Waited till I got home, because it was actually cheaper when I got home than it was in America, and then bought it as well. So, but really good investment. Looking forward to using that at Alton Terrace firework night, where I can get some really good decent height on there as well, and get the camera sturdy as well. The one I used to use before was a little bit kind of more for lightweight cameras, from the junior kind of start-off cameras and that as well. And obviously this equipment does weigh a lot as well, so hence the reason why I had to upgrade that as well. So some of the settings that I kind of use on the camera itself, so just get it up. So one of the kind of go-to things that I actually go to, if it's just a quick one I want to get onto, is the sports mode there on the camera itself. So there is other kind of ways you can go into that, but the reason why I go with the sports lens is because it's got a really fast kind of shutter speed as well, just to get the coaster in terms of just freezing. It's one of the better ones to go for as well. Or another way of doing that would probably turn it to shutter speed on there, and then just cranking it up as much as you can. Obviously the more light you have, the better, because the shutter will close quicker, which means obviously then it will be darker image as well. So obviously this one goes to 4000, so I'd recommend around about 2000 or 1000 shutter speed on there as well. And if you have got like less light as well, you can go down a little bit more. Just make sure that you are holding the camera completely, just to make sure that you don't get that kind of blurriness at the same time as well. So that's kind of one of the go-tos that I go to as well. You've obviously got the landscape mode on there as well, which is again something that I do use. Let's see if I can get that up for you. So I do use the landscape mode as well. Again, the other way of getting into that would be just on here as well, to go to the aperture mode as well. And the reason why you go for the landscape mode is because it allows the lens to open right the way up to f.8, and what you get with that is, well, it focuses more into it as well, where if you've got say a f2.8, you would have a really open lens, but the actual blurriness will be more outside of it as well. You'll only focus on a particular area of that kind of shot as well. Where f.8, 10, 12 and up to 16, you actually get the full picture in focus and that as well. So hence the reason why I would do them if I was going to do some panoramic shots, and I would use the tripod, mount it on the tripod, take my photo, move along, take another photo, take another photo, take another photo, and then use Photoshop or Lightroom to kind of merge it all together, and then see the reason why you get them large pictures that I kind of use quite continuously as well. So, but yeah, so obviously you've got, like I said, I'll go through it again. So you've got f2.8, which makes basically the lens open right the way up. It gets more light into the lens, so you can obviously take low light situation photos. Hence the reason why it's always good to go for 1.8, even if you can afford it at 1.4, which obviously goes right the way down as well. Just remember that the focus point in that particular photo will be less as well. And then obviously you can go all the way up as well to obviously the 5 points, what is it, the 5 or 6.3 as well that you've got there. Just obviously need to make sure that first of all it's mounted to get them photos, but also at the same time as well, it's a nice sunny day like it is today to get the best out of it as well. But the great thing is you can then zoom right the way in terms of to the closest point that you can as well. And if you do get a really good kind of shot on a tripod, you will get a really good image in terms of, and you can focus right the way in on that. And when you edit it as well, you can even go in further a little bit more as well at the same time. So yeah, hence that's the reasons why I kind of use these ones as well. There is a lot more you can kind of set up on these as well, which I'll go into another video at some point. I just want to give you kind of an overall, a few little settings that I kind of use as well. But yeah, that's my kind of go-to, a D750 Nikon with the 24 to 70mm lens, and also a 150 to 600 one there as well. And in the bag, just in case I do need it at any point, I've got a 50mm 1.8 lens as well, which generally doesn't get used much, just because obviously I can't determine where I'm sitting in terms of, or standing in terms of ride sometimes, hence the reason why I've got the zoom lens and that as well. So in terms of what I use to edit, so I use Lightroom to kind of do most of my kind of work, and when I want to go into the intricate kind of stuff a bit as well, so adding 2 coasters onto the same track, the multi-layering, or kind of panoramic photos, I would use Photoshop as well. So you can do it as a monthly subscription, which is what I do, and it's about £8 a month, monthly subscription, or at the same time you've also then got you can pay it up front as well, which obviously will work out to be cheaper, but I just use it on a monthly basis and pay it monthly. It's better for me as well. So obviously all the other bits that I do, apart from theme parking, the other little bits that I do in terms of wedding photography and all that bits as well. So yeah, it works for me. It's a great software. You know, you do have to have an up-to-date computer to be able to run it, and obviously a decent RAM would be great as well, to make sure that it runs without any issues as well. That's it guys, I'm coming to the station now, so I'm going to end the video now, but hopefully that's give you a bit of insight into some of the photos and what I do in terms of taking them photos, and what equipment that I use. Speak to you soon.